Yo, 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 it's your boy, Ray Mabry. And as my title states, I'm going to tell you a very interesting story that just happened about a week and a half ago, where we were supposed to be closing on a deal only to find out that the seller was closing on a deal with another buyer. Yes, it really happened. But before we get into that, let me introduce myself. My name is Ray. Maybe I'm a full-time real estate entrepreneur here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. I've been doing this business a little over 6.5 years. And when I got started, I was like most of you that may be watching me that really was struggling, didn't really have any funds, any money to get started. And so I needed to find a way out of the rat race. And so I found out about real estate, wholesaling in particular, and I was able to get my first deal done within the first 30 days, and I made $5,000. And from there, what I did was reinvested some of the money back into marketing. The second month, I was able to make $9,500. So I go from making literally zero money to actually being in the red to having almost $15,000 at my disposal. And as they stated, the rest is history. So let's talk about this particular deal here because it's pretty interesting. This stuff like this happens. And, a lot of times people can look and say, well, Ray, you should have done this, should have, could have, would have. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you ask that? But when you're doing high volume of deals, when you're doing multiple deals throughout the month, throughout the year, things have a tendency to get away from you sometimes. All right. And even though you don't expect certain things to happen, i.e. you don't expect your seller to have two contracts with two separate buyers. So in this case, the seller had already contracted the property, the same property that we had under contract 2 days prior to him signing the contract with our company. We've been marketing to this guy since the beginning of the year. So we've been following up with him from time to time. He had partners and stuff, and he actually had a couple of properties that we were supposed to try to get the other ones as well. But he wanted to focus on just this one property at first. Fine, no problem. So, we go through, we advertise the property, and we find a cash buyer. And we initially had about a $9,000 spread. This is like an inexpensive property. And this property is actually located in Baltimore, Maryland. And so it's in one of the lower income areas, but this particular property wasn't in too bad of a shape. It needed work, but it wasn't as bad as a lot of the properties on that same block. So we had a $9,000 spread. We were able to market it and find a cash buyer, and we sell it on $7,000 profit. And normally, like back in 2019, we're in 2020 now, my average wholesale assignment fee was somewhere right around $12,000 per deal. It's not quite that high this year because of things going on like the pandemic and stuff, but at the same time, I make sure that I try to maintain some type of spread there. I hardly ever do any $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 deals. Most of the time, it's $8,000 and above. So this particular one was a potential $7,000 profit. We send the information over to the title company. They start escrow. We open up escrow. They start the title work. And normally it takes them about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to get everything going. And so we're expecting to close on a Friday. And here it is, a Wednesday. The Wednesday, 2 days prior to closing, I get an email from the lady at the title company. And she just forwarded me the email that she got from the other title company asking, well, who is this company here? This seller is closing with our client today. Matter of fact, the seller was at the bank getting some type of information, maybe wiring information or whatever, and they were actually closing on the same day. And so, imagine expecting to, get a $7,000 check on Friday only to find out that this seller is closing with another buyer 2 days prior. And so I saw the original contract. I went back and compared it to the contract that he had signed with me because I was hoping that he had signed my contract first, which would have given us some type of equitable interest. But it just so happened that he signed a contract with this particular buyer 2 days prior to signing the contract with us. Now, Is this legal? No, of course not. But, I haven't heard from the seller since. We tried to call him, try to find out what was going on. I don't even really know why he signed a contract with our company if he was already under contract with another company. He could have just went with them, no harm done. And it's just interesting how, you have expectations. You're expecting for something to happen, something, that's this revenue to come into your business, only to find out that the seller was a little shady on this one, and stuff like this happens. So how can you prevent this from happening? Other than just having ultra clear communication with the seller, which, I kept in contact with the seller myself. He was always busy. We would text, and I would call him every now and then to keep him updated on how we were progressing in the deal and stuff and all that. But other than just communicating with the seller, making sure that they're not signing the contract with anyone else, and they're not on the contract with anyone else, and they're not even thinking about going with anyone else, I don't even know how you could prevent this from happening. This is the first time this has ever happened. And, it left me scratching my head, because I'm telling you, like, in the industry, when it comes to sales, a lot of times people talk about buyers are liars, and I don't want to. I mean, that's just a phrase that's been put out there, which you're going to have some buyers that's not always straight up. And I got a video coming for you in the next couple of days talking about buyers as well. But sometimes these sellers could be a little shady too. My preference is I like to try to find a deal first. And then once we find the deal first, we lock it up, and then we advertise that property to end buyers, and that way it kind of allows us to maintain a little more control. However, this deal got out of control and we ended up losing it. And so lesson learned here, making sure you continue to keep that communication with sellers. You can even ask them if you're concerned about this happening to you, like, hey, you're not talking with any other investors, or you don't have another contract with anyone else, do you? I mean, we don't really ask that question because it's not really normal. It's not really typical for people to have two contracts on one property. But in this particular situation, that's what happened. And, we lost out. So, yeah, the seller got us on this one. As I stated, we have not spoken with him since then. He's not really returning calls, but it's all good. You live, you learn, and you continue to market. You continue to, put yourself out there and find out how you can help people. This is a business where we're in the business of helping people, solving people's problems. And this particular seller's motivation was they were looking to liquidate a few of their properties, and they were looking to try to take some of the funds and allocate it towards some other projects. So he was looking to try to get rid of some properties, and we was getting this one. And once we closed this one, we were going to work on a couple of more properties that he had. But unfortunately, it did not work. So anyways, I hope this lesson has been valuable to you. Listen, if you're interested in learning how to do this business and learning how to do it correctly, make sure you join my free Facebook group. The link is at the bottom of the description. Just feel free to join the Facebook group. I tell you, I go in there from time to time throughout the week, and I share different stories and share different tips and tricks and techniques on how to go and be successful in this business. If you want to learn how to actually market to sellers for free, I have a mini course. I have a mini course that I created a couple months ago, and it's very inexpensive. But if you're interested in that, reach out to me. Let's talk, and I can send you the link to how to get that going. And also, if you need help trying to grow and scale your business to the next level, then let's get on a call. Let's hop on a call, and let's see how I can help you get to where you want to go, because this is a journey. This is a journey. Real estate is a journey, and you have to be able to progress and grow each day. And every day is a learning lesson. This was a learning lesson for me. I'm kind of smiling, and even when things happen, one thing that helps me cope with bad news is whenever I hear something bad, whenever something doesn't go my way, I just make it a habit to try to laugh. I try to laugh about it. Even though it could be a serious situation, I try to laugh about it just to kind of absorb some of the sting, some of the blow. And then I start processing to see how can I navigate through that situation. But anyway, that's another story for another time as well. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to start being more active here on YouTube and providing more content and helping you guys along your wellness journey, because I'm telling you, real estate is a game changer. It can change your life. The name of my group is called FIRE, F-I-R-E, which stands for Freedom in Real Estate. And I want you to be free. This is your boy, Ray Maybe, about to sign off. Until next time, peace.